All right, good afternoon, everybody. How we doing out there? It is Doc Severson here with ReadySetCrypto. Today is Wednesday, the 27th of March. Welcome aboard, wherever you are. I'd love to know where you guys are coming in from. I myself am coming from Greenville, South Carolina, so it's 70 degrees out today. Spring is here. No more snow, no nothing. So we're right around the corner from summer. So what we're going to do today here is we're just going to meet for maybe 20, 30 minutes or so. I've got some thoughts about the market that I'm seeing right now. We're in the middle of the next bull. So where's this going to go from here? What do we expect to see in the short term? And what I'd love to do is to find out from you guys what you want to look at. So if there's any coin pairs you want me to look at and chart, please throw them into the chat room. So let me know where you guys are coming from and throw in your coin pairs, and we'll get started here real soon. All right. Who we got out there? We have Steph coming in from Amsterdam. In the house again, we have Ray from Simpsonville, South Carolina. Hey, Seb, what's going on? We have Math checking in from Seattle. And we have Nosa Capital from Pretoria, South Africa. One of my friends is moving back there. And let's see, there's Tekafu checking in. We got Ray Run. Okay, Ray from Simpsonville wants to look at XRP. We'll check that out in a minute. One thing while you guys are checking in, I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin here. So, Redwood City, California. All right, cool. That is a very cool place. That is a very cool place. Let's see. Is Bucks at Woodside? Are you down the road from Woodside? That used to be where all the deals were made. Bucks at Woodside was the place in the valley, Redwood City. The company I worked for about 20 years ago was located there as well, too. So I used to get out there all the time. And Seb coming in from Tampa. All right, all the way down to 82. So let me talk about Bitcoin for a second here. As we look at things, what I'm not surprised to see is the price probably going into the next triangle. So I would expect this to last a few weeks. Quite actually, this is a time for accumulation. So you're going to see institutions accumulate near the bottom of the range, and you're going to see trading near the top of the range. You're going to see people taking profits near the top of the range for right now. And this all makes sense if we zoom out and if we take a look at something like the RSI Laguerre. We have lots of energy at the daily chart. It wants to go somewhere. But when we look out at the weekly chart, we're starting to see exhaustion, and we've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row. Chances are pretty good that we're going to end the month of March in a positive way. 7 months in a row. We've had that recently. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row back in 2020, 2021. So this is an epic move so far. But what I see happening from here is probably some type of handle. So this whole formation is known as a cup. And then normally what you get is some type of a handle situation here. So handle consolidation, that may take a few months. I don't know. And actually, that's what we want. We do want a consolidation there to allow this to charge back up again. Because it's like if you're going to summit Mount Everest, you don't just go up on one day. You say, well, that's about 5-6 miles up to the top. I think I can make it in one day. No, you're not going to make it. So you go as far as you can. You stay out of the base camp for a week or so, and then you make it to the next base camp, and then you acclimate to the new environment and the new altitude, and then you break higher to the new altitude, you hang out at the next base camp before you finally summit, right? So that's how human beings operate. This is how markets operate. This is what we need to see. So right now it's going to be kind of a frustrating spring, I think, and then the halving's going to be in the air, and everybody's talking about the halving. Oh, we're cutting our supply. And if you look at the previous halvings that are out there, we haven't seen an immediate rally from the halving. Usually it's a couple of months later after that. So be patient with this consolidation. Although I have to say, if the price breaks above 75, all bets are off, right? Then this means that the ETFs have got too many inflows and there's too little supply that's out there. Okay, so that is my soapbox on BTC. Everything else is following it for right now. And I'm going to get into your coins. So go ahead and let me know what coins you guys want to look at. So we're going to do Ray. We're going to do XRP for Ray. Now, I don't really like this chart. This has been completely directionless for the longest period of time here. This has been completely directionless. In fact, we haven't really seen much of a trend at all. So Ripple is, basically waiting on litigation, waiting on lawsuits with the SEC, all that kind of stuff. But it's been unable to get above the base of 75 cents right now. So this may yet have its day, but I've got a small portion on Ripple, and I'm not going to add to it until it breaks 75. All right, the next one, Tuckafu is near Stanford, so that's Palo Alto, I guess. All right, so let's see. MAF is calling for Solana. Let's look at Solana. Solana looks really good here. And Solana is pulling into a very nice triangle. So this is what we want to see. We want to see these pulling into triangles. We want to see these pulling into consolidation zones. So that's on the daily chart. Let's look at Solana from a weekly perspective. And this is not quite at exhaustion yet. And let's also look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart shows that probably we've got that big rounded base. And so we may yet get up to about 240. And this is probably where Solana is going to check out for a while with the cup with handle. So Solana's probably got some room to run until maybe 240 or so once it breaks above the current triangle. Okay, ICP is the next one. ICP, there we go. Internet control. We don't have that many months of data here. We're just going to go to the daily chart. And let's go to the trend trading. So trend trading, this is one of the strategies that we have, which are firing signals into our current platform. So we have an app-based platform where we can fire signals in. And so we've got an algorithm set up in TradingView. You can see the buy and the sell signals here. And so this one fired into the room 2 days ago at 17. So that is if you guys know anything about the trading turtles from the 1980s, this is the very same strategy that they used to fame and fortune, which is basically, this is a trend trading strategy, a very simple but very effective strategy for getting into long trends at an early price. So we're long at 17 on ICP, and that one still looks pretty good. If we pull out to the weekly chart, you can see that this is, I've spent I don't know how many years talking about something being in a base. It feels like years, right? So these are coins that were in a base from 2022, 2023, and now in 2024, ICP is broken out of that base. So that's good news on ICP. Okay. Next one is BITF mining stock. So we're going to go over to stocks, BITF. Mining stocks have had kind of a tough month month of March has been tough on mining stocks. So whether we look at BITF or whether we look at like Riot blockchain, this one's been tough. Just not, this may be a good time. I actually sold puts at 13 on Riot, and I think I'm going to get assigned tomorrow unless I want to close this out for a small profit. So I may take the assignment and then write calls against this. So mining stocks, I think, and this is due to, maybe due to the halving coming up. So the reward is smaller on the mining stocks. Okay, let's see. Viter, hey, welcome aboard. Good to see you. So I'm going to check Polkadot. Let's go look at Polkadot. So Polkadot has, let's see, has it broken out of the base? Somewhat. So this is what we talked about, the base. It's at the very top of the base. So if we look at this longer term base here that Polkadot has been in, it's hanging right at the top here. So it looks like it is perhaps broken out and is going into consolidation up here. So it's pretty messy, but the larger time frame is showing that it's gotten right above that base level, about 940 or so. That's Polkadot. So it's above the 50-day average. The price action is not great right now. There are better assets than Polkadot, but it's doing okay. It's doing okay. It's made a nice recovery. Stellar. Let's look way down the list here to Stellar. Let's see where this is. Okay. Stellar, kind of the same thing with this. Now, Stellar was once upon a time was one of our, golden childs, Stellar Lumens. And if we look at this on a weekly chart, you can see kind of the history here that it goes through these big movements, during the bull markets. And I had a particularly good one back here in 2021, but right now, just because something was a strong coin in the past does not necessarily mean, like Monero. Monero is getting destroyed lately. Monero was a super strong coin a few years ago, and Stellar Lumens is kind of like the same way right now. There's no excitement around the project, whereas 5 years ago they were at the top 10, and they're slowly slipping from that grasp. So I have some issues with Stellar Lumens right now. Okay, next one is PENDLE. PENDLE has actually been pretty interesting. So PENDLE versus Tether. And this one's been super. All right, so we'll zoom this out. Here's another one that went into, this fired a buy signal into our platform about 4 days ago at 3.5. And it's broken above there. And so well above the 20-day highs and is currently long in our system. So that's PENDLE. It's looking good. All right, Steph, next one is Flip. Let's look Flip versus Flip Spot here on Bybit. Flip. Okay, so this one's not very old. We had the initial pump from this one, but it's not going anywhere. It's in. If we pull this back to a weekly chart, it's just every time it tries to get somewhere, it's getting hauled back down. So one of the things that I learned about breakout trading. So here's your breakout. Whenever you have a failed breakout that goes back down into the pattern, this is what you want to avoid. I was taught to sell any asset that fails a breakout and comes back down into the pattern. So right now this one is on, I would say, avoid for Flip. Okay, POKT. I'm not familiar with this one. Let's see, POKT. A lot of volume today. There's a lot of volume today, and it got faded down pretty hard. So That's usually a bad sign when something tries to break out and the bears jump all over it. So this is the old whack-a-mole routine that we see during bear markets generally, when an altcoin will run through a pump and dump and then somebody just trashes it. So it's the old whack-a-mole. You guys remember that game? Okay, Tuckafu, we're going to go to SUI. I believe this is on our alt list right now, and it's doing quite well. So SUI, and we're currently on a buy signal on SUI at 1.75. So that came out probably a week ago. That was on the 19th of March. We had a buy signal on that one currently. So this one looks great, and today it's on a secondary buy signal above 1.96. So SUI looks super. And even if you pull this back to like a weekly chart, this looks even better on the weekly chart. So not a whole lot of history on this one, but looks really, really good. And this is what I say, guys. You can always, a lot of times we get married to our bags, and you have to learn to be extremely merciless with your bags, right? Just merciless with your bags. If there's something that's not performing, get rid of it. Find things that are working and dump money into those. That's the way to do it. Okay, next one for Tuckafu is CLV. And this one looks really good as well, too, if we pull out to the weekly chart. So this one was in a nasty downtrend, but you can see that this one has changed to a weekly uptrend. So weekly higher low, higher high, right there. After 9 cents, this one has been in a strong uptrend. And so this one is not on our, I believe CLV is not on our list right now, but this is showing, this has been in a buy signal since 5 cents. And now we're up to 14. So nice looking chart. You can see that rounded base here set up for a larger time frame consolidation. Secondary buy signal is going to be at 15 cents. Dogecoin. What's Dogecoin doing? Dogecoin is actually quite strong these days. So even though we had a strong pullback a couple weeks back into mid-March, it's recovered all of that. Next buy signal is going to be above 19.4. And that could happen quickly. Let's see, PAAL. I am not familiar with this one. It's an AI. Oh, that looks really nice. I'm going to mark this one down. This is going on our altcoin list. Looks good. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have a whole lot of history to it. If we look at a weekly chart, this has only been around for a few weeks, but looks really, really good. The next buy signal would be, a secondary buy signal will be at about 85 cents. So this one's been long, probably since 15. So looking really good. That's PAL AI. Ray looking for bonk. Okay, bonk hasn't been around for very long, and my problem with this one is that this should have broken higher from here, and it didn't. It fell back down into the pattern. So it's setting up the base right now, and it's going to be ugly for a while. So bonk is going to take a while before it breaks out. So it's not showing any strength right now for bonk. When is the happening? I don't know, sometime in April. It's sometime in April. I've heard various dates for it. Shouldn't be that hard to find. Okay, next one. NOSA is Algorand. Algorand. Let's see what this one is at. Whoa, hey, that's not bad. I've kind of taken my eye off the ball on Algorand. Let's reset the chart view here. And the reason why is it's way down in the base and it's trying to get out of here. It's trying to get out of this base. But it's right up against the top of this base. So if it's able to get above, it looks like about 30 cents, Algorand. If Algorand's able to break out above this level, we could have something going here. But this has been a good start this year. It looks really good. But it's still kind of captured in that base. That's Algorand. Render token. Render looks good too. So here's Render token. Here's that big rounded base on Render token, and she's well above that rounded base. So this, now let me say this needs to hold. At the very least, this level here needs to hold. So just below 9. So you would hope that this consolidation would break to the upside, but many times we'll see it break to the downside first. But that 9-ish level needs to hold here as support. Otherwise, this one's in a void. Okay, next one here is QANX. And that looks pretty good. That's a nice looking, I'll say the same thing here, like you don't want to see this go below this level here. So it's doing quite well. It's in accumulation right now. You do not want to see it go below 6 cents. AGIX, we haven't seen this one for a while. AGIX. Looking good. So here's one that was in this long base, and it's broken out of the base. And here's the example of, this is what I was talking about, like with all these coins. Here's the breakout level. So it got down to the breakout level, but it did not void that breakout level. It's broken higher since that point. So this one looks good. AGIX is in accumulation, although it's right now, today, I mean, you're seeing a lot of red in the market, and it's tough to go against that kind of headwind when you've got all the red in the market. So I wouldn't look too much into this candle. So looks pretty good. Just want it to stay within this range. Okay, Cardano. Let's see, we haven't looked at Cardano yet. Cardano is so frustrating because sometimes it can lead the market and then it just sucks. And lately has been more of the latter. So this thing could have and should have consolidated power up in this area and should have stayed above this swing test, and instead it's gone back down into the pattern. Remember what I said about a stock failing a breakout, or a stock or asset or anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Any asset failing a breakout, going back down into the pattern, is an immediate sell. So right now, this one, Cardano, until it gets above 70 cents, is on a void. Pepe, the millionaire maker. Oh, look at that. Are all the meme coins going higher? I remember when everybody was just like going crazy back here, where somebody made $1 million buying Pepe at like next to nothing. Well, it looks good. I mean, we've had a good accumulation on this one, but you want to see it kind of hold above support here. You don't want to see it, backing and filling all the way down here. So no problem right now with Pepe. This is doing what it should be, which is to consolidate, but you don't want to see it dropping below, say, like the 50-day moving average. Okay, Tony, CFG. So just a couple more, guys, and we'll wrap up for today. CFG versus the US dollar. Okay, this one actually looks pretty good. It's gotten out of this base above 81 cents and is consolidating at the next level. as I've said on just about all these, you don't want to see this come back down into the pattern. Like, don't hold it any longer if it goes back down into the pattern. But as long as it stays up here and is in accumulation, that's good. Okay, JASM coin. I am not familiar with this one. JASM. And it looks pretty good. So this is one that was in an extended base down here. Pretty ugly. And it's just now coming out of the base. I would say the base is down here. So it looks like it's above the base at this point. And when I say it's base, it's B-A-S-E, not B-A-S-S. So, right, this is the base. So on JASM coin, we do not want to see this coming back down below this level. So as long as it holds up above here, then we're good to go. Okay, so Seb is asking about accumulation. Like, this is, if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin right now is in accumulation. So here's an example of accumulation is like these areas here. People are just swapping back and forth. You're swapping back and forth. You're just in accumulation, which means that players are loading up. You got some people selling out, taking profits, and other people. So it's more of it's rotation. You're getting people rotating out of the asset, and you're having people pick up at that level. And we know that because of the fact that the base is so tight down here. Now we had some profit taking, but what we're seeing here is this whole base, this whole area, this whole consolidation is what we call accumulation. Now, if this was the other way around, if we had something like this, then these would be areas of distribution. These would be areas of distribution where people are looking to sell. They're like, oh, should I sell? Should I sell? Well, I'll just wait for the next bounce and I'll sell into that. So this is where people are getting rid of inventory. But when the chart is moving up to the upper right, this is where you've got managers accumulating inventory. Okay. All right, so Tech Bull 91. I don't know if huge is a coin. We'll find out here in a minute. Okay, well, we got a wrapped ether. We'll try this one. I can't really chart anything on this. It's only been around for a couple of days. And I think we are done. So we're right at the top of the hour. So with that in mind, if you guys need any resources for ReadySet, for crypto, for trading crypto, for understanding what's going on with the ETFs, anything like that, please come see me at readysetcrypto.ONE. You can get a week of free trial, kick the tires, and see if the signals will help you identify assets that are going higher in price. That's what we look for. We're looking for stuff moving up to the right. So come see me. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a great Wednesday. Thanks for joining me here today, and I will see you again in one of these soon. All right, thanks, everybody. You guys take care.